Hi everybody, this is June the 20th, 2021, and it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm under my favorite tree, and you are looking at the sun. Um, I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about the chemicals that's been spraying, they've been spraying inside the homes of targeted individuals or inside my homes. Um, I know I talked about this a little bit in my other videos, but I didn't want to go into detail because I still hadn't found any remedy for it. And I don't like to really go into detail about something unless have found something that works for me, because otherwise it's not going to help people very much if I don't have something that's, to share that's helpful. So I've been in deep meditation about this chemical spraying inside my home, and I've been really struggling with it because it's really been, about to get me down. Been pretty heavy. It's been pretty heavy for years now. And when they spray it, it's like, it goes up my nose, makes my nose burn and my throat burn, and I'll start coughing and sneezing, and my throat will get, infected, and then I'll start having bad allergies, and I'll have chest congestions and lung congestions and chest pains. It's just like, once they hit you every day, all day long with this, it takes its toll on you. So I've been, like I said, I've been in deep meditation for guidance, to seek God on what to do about it, for instructions about what to do. And I found some remedies that I want to share with y'all and tell y'all what I've been doing for it. Now, everybody's being hit with the chemicals from the chemtrails, okay? We know they're spraying chemicals out in the chemtrails, and that everybody's breathing it in, getting it in their lungs. Everybody's skin is absorbing the chemtrails, the nanotechnology, that causes the Morgellons. So everybody's being targeted to some degree, especially with the chemtrails. But some people, some targeted individuals like myself, are being more heavily targeted with other methods. Like, well, with me, it started with my smart meter, the radiation that was being emitted from my smart meter. And then, when I turned my power off in my house, I kind of remedied that. And then I guess they couldn't get me with that, so then they started hitting me with the microwave lasers in my windows. It took me all year of 2020 to create gear to protect myself from that. And then I found out about the magnets, and I started using the magnet therapy, and that helped a lot with the microwaves and the lasers. That reduced a lot of the hitting that I was getting from the microwaves after I covered my windows with the bubble foil and started using the magnets and my headgear for my ears and my head and my chest. Now, they haven't stopped. I'm still being hit with the microwaves, the lasers, but it's not as severe as it was before. So I somewhat got it under control with the use of my gear that I created and the magnets. And I've shared, about the magnets and what I've done, the gear that I've made and everything in my other videos. But what I'm dealing with now is the chemical spray inside my home. And I guess they've always been spraying me, but I just kind of noticed it maybe the first of the year. I was noticing a smell, strange smells in the home. And sometimes it smells like hairspray, like Cheryl. My friend Cheryl she said it smells like Aquanet hairspray. Well, she is right on with that. That is exactly what it smells like. It smells like Aquanet hairspray. Sometimes when they spray it in the house, because the first time I smelled it, I thought, my mom's present was with me because that's the kind of hairspray she used. So they got ways of tricking you, into thinking that it's something, benevolent or some kind of spiritual presence, but really it's evil. It's evil that they're they're carried out against you. So sometimes it smells like hairspray, Aquanet hairspray, and it'll just kind of like float around the room, and it'll go. You breathe it in, it'll get down in your nostrils, and then you'll start coughing. And for me, I always got real hoarse. My throat would get hoarse, and then my chest would start hurting, and I start wheezing and stuff. And then other times it would smell like burnt wires burning inside my home. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I smell like something would feel like burnt wires, and I'd get up and I'd walk all over the house looking for the source, and I couldn't find anything. I just ended up going back to bed not knowing, but it would do the same thing. It would like make my nose burn and my throat burn, and then sometimes I would even feel it affected my nervous system. Like sometimes when they would spray me with these chemicals, I could feel my heart start racing real fast. My heart would start beating real fast, and my heart rate would increase. It's like they were targeting the central nervous system with these chemicals. Okay, so you got sometimes they smell like hairspray, sometimes burnt wires, and then other times I noticed it wouldn't be a smell, it would just be like a puff of air that would just kind of like be blown in your face. Just like puff of air, cool breeze air, which actually felt good, but then after a few minutes you feel it going up your nose and burning your nose, and you think, oh God, that was something sinister, that was some kind of evil, that was some other kind of spraying. So that's 3 different types I know that they use on me that I have noticed. There may be more that I'm just not aware of. But anyway, for the longest time, I did not know what to do for this. I mean, it would seem to me like they would just blow it right up my nose, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was in the room, but it seemed like they had the technique to just blow it right up in your face, make it go straight up your nose. And this was just horrifying because, I'd get up and I couldn't breathe. My chest would be hurting. I'd have to open all my doors. I'd go outside. Sometimes I'd get up in the middle of the night, go outside and walk around. I didn't know what to do because it happened every night, and then during the daytime it would happen. And even when I leave the house, I mean, even when I go other places, sometimes I can feel it hitting my nose. Now, you may not always know. Your nose may not always burn when you get sprayed, and you might just start coughing, or you might start sneezing or something, or you might have a bad case of allergies. I know I have bad allergies, sinus infections, like I said, lung infections and lung congestion. So you don't always know when you're being sprayed. And as a targeted individual, if you're being targeted, then you know that it doesn't matter where you go. They follow you around. So they don't just hit you at your house. They can hit you anywhere you go. So it's nonstop. And on the Targeted Justice website, I got an email from Ella, who was one of the directors or the counselors, and she said something. She had an email about the chemicals. Some people had mentioned that they were being sprayed inside their homes with the chemicals, and she said that she recommended that people use the menthol inside the nostril, inside the nose, some kind of menthol inhaler, or I guess she's talking about those Vicks inhalers or something, that would that you could put, or sinus nasal spray or something you could spray in your nose, to try to dissolve the chemicals, or to try to lessen the effects of the chemicals when they go up your nose. So what I started doing is I started putting the Vicks Vapor Rub inside my nose. Now, I'm not recommending people do this because this is what works for me. I'm not recommending that you put Vicks Vapor Rub in your nose because everybody might not be like me. It might not have the same effect on everybody that it has on me, because some people may be, sensitive to it. But I put the Vicks Vapor Rub in my nose, and having the Vicks Vapor Rub in my nose, that way I know when I'm being hit with the chemicals or being sprayed with the chemicals, because when the chemicals go up in my nose and when they mix with the Vicks Vapor Rub, there's a burning sensation. Okay. Now, when you just got the Vicks Vapor Rub in your nose, there's like a cooling effect. It's not a burning effect. It's like just a menthol cooling effect inside the nose. But when the chemicals hit it, there's a burning sensation. And then when your nose starts burning, and when you have the Vicks Vapor Rub in your nose and your nose all of a sudden starts burning real bad, that's how you know that you just breathed in the chemicals. And the Vicks Vapor Rub helps to absorb the chemicals, but it has a very, very nasty, bitter taste, and it burns your throat. And when you swallow it, it goes down your throat and it burns. So you will know when you're being hit with the chemicals if you have the Vicks Vapor Rub in your nose. Now, sometimes you're going to know, even without the Vicks Vapor Rub, but with the Vicks Vapor Rub, you're not going to be mistaken it. It's going to, once they hit that Vicks Vapor Rub, it's going to start burning. So, there are two reasons I use the Vicks Vapor Rub. One, it helps keep my sinuses open so I can breathe. And two, it helps me detect when I'm being sprayed with the chemicals. Because I don't always know when I'm being sprayed with the chemicals. Sometimes I might just wake up and I'm coughing and I'm hoarse and my allergies are gone nuts and my head's stopped up or my nose is running and my chest is hurting, So I use the Vicks Vapor Rub in my nose to let me know when I'm being sprayed and to help open up my sinuses. Now, you don't have to use the Vicks Vapor Rub. You can use, like I said, the Vicks inhalers. You can use any kind of mentholated. I would recommend something that has oil in it, because it's the oil that traps the chemicals inside the nose. And if you don't want to put it inside the nose, you can put the Vicks Vapor Rub on the outside of the nose, just right on the nose. They'll do the same thing. It'll also, not only will it help keep your sinuses open, but it'll help absorb the chemicals when they hit the nose. So I use the Vicks Vapor Rub. I keep Vicks Vapor Rub in my nose all the time because I'm being hit with the chemicals all the time. And so what I've been doing, other than using the Vicks Vapor Rub that helps absorb the chemicals, is I've been using hydrogen peroxide. There was another subscriber that commented a while back. I think her name was Paul. I thought it was a he, but she said that she was female. So she goes by Paul, and she recommended that we use hydrogen peroxide. So I went and got some 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide, and I've been taking that for the Morgellons. She used it for the Morgellons, and folks, it does work for the Morgellons. If you, I don't recommend that you drink it. If you do drink it, I wouldn't take more than 1 or 2 drops a day, because it's very powerful and it's very strong, and you can get sick real quick if you take the 35% hydrogen peroxide without diluting it. So I don't recommend that you drink it or take it. But what I do is I take it and I reduce it to 3%. I take the 35% hydrogen peroxide and reduce it to 3%. And you don't even have to do that. You don't have to buy the 35%. You can get the 3% right out of the dollar store, that comes in the little brown plastic bottle. You can use that. You can just pour that into your diffuser. You're not like if you have an essential oil diffuser that you use, you can pour the 3% hydrogen peroxide inside your diffuser and run it at night. You can mix water with it if you want to. I don't, since it's only 3%. I use it straight out of the bottle. It works for me. It doesn't hurt me, but my allergies and my upper respiratory infections are severe. So for other people, they might want to dilute it with water, but I use the straight 3% hydrogen peroxide. Sometimes I pour it right out of the brown bottle into my diffuser. But mostly, since I have the 35% hydrogen peroxide, I just mix it. I take about a cup and a half of the 35% hydrogen peroxide, and then I mix it with like 14 cups of water to dilute it down to 3%. And then I just keep a gallon of that all the time, and I fill up my diffuser at night. So this is what I've been doing at night. I've been using the hydrogen peroxide inside my diffuser. And I've got two. I've got a big one and I've got a small one. I fill both of them up at night, and I turn them on and I run them all night long because of the chemicals inside my bedroom. Now, they spray them all over my house, but I close all my doors in my bedroom at night and make sure, that there's no cracks, that they can, around my doors and things where they can beam the chemicals through the cracks. I try to cover all those up and keep my room pretty tight, pretty closed up. And then I run my diffusers. If you have an air purifier, that will help a lot. And for some people, the air purifier may be all you need in some cases. Depends on your, how severe your case is. If you have an air purifier, this will help purify the air around you, and it may remove the pathogens from, the chemicals from the air. But for me, I have one, but it's not enough. So I use the air purifier, plus I use the diffusers. But here lately, I've just been using the diffusers because they seem to be doing the job on their own, the two of them together. So like I said, I fill them up with 3% hydrogen peroxide at night, and I turn them on, shut the doors, or close up my bedroom and let it run all night. And that pretty much cuts down on the chemicals that are being sprayed inside the room. The hydrogen peroxide dissolves the chemicals, keeps it from going up my nose and in my throat, and I wake up, and I can breathe. So that's what I've been doing for the chemical spraying at night. Now during the daytime, they spray you during the daytime too, so I like to keep my doors open in the daytime, because I've got my power off of my house, so that means they can easily spray the chemicals inside my house. So I'm constantly being sprayed in the daytime. But what I do is I keep the Vicks Vapor Rub inside my nose. And when I feel the chemicals going up my nose, or I start feeling my nose burning, I will grab my little diffuser. I got a little, it's like a little, a small diffuser. And I turn it on, and I'll just put it up, next to my nose, and start inhaling the hydrogen peroxide when I start feeling my nose burn, and that helps. That helps destroy the chemicals that are going inside my nose, and it'll help destroy them before they can get into the respiratory tract, and cause infection. So that's what I do during the daytime. But I have just ordered. I found out they've got the handheld diffusers. You can get those little handheld or pocket-sized diffusers, which I'm about to order for myself. And it's small enough I can keep it in my pocket, and you can just get one of those and fill it up with hydrogen peroxide and carry it around your pocket. If you're out somewhere, or if you're just around the house and you start feeling your nose burning, like the chemicals going up your nose, you can just grab your pocket diffuser, turn it on, and just kind of purify your personal space there. In other words, put it right up your nose and let the hydrogen peroxide destroy the chemical before it gets, up into your respiratory tract. That's what I've been doing, and that's been working for me. That's about the only thing that I know to do for the chemical spraying, except for prayer and meditation. I'm staying in meditation. That God will move, and the light will destroy these evil chemicals and these energy weapons that they're using against them. I'm still in meditation that God will take these out and remove them completely. Because I'm ready to start living my life here in New Earth. So right now, that's pretty much all I'm doing for the chemical spraying is the hydrogen peroxide. Like I said, I run it all night in my diffusers, and then I keep my little diffuser handy where I can get to it when they start spraying me during the daytime. And then I'm going to order a small pocket diffuser that I can carry with me when I leave the house. And that's the way you can protect your own personal space. This is about all you can do, folks, so far that I know of, other than being meditation, heart-centered meditation and prayer. Just remember, it's real important that you remember that you have a power source within you, okay? You have a God source within you that you can activate that God source, and that God source will show you what to do. He will send you the information. He will give you the information that you need and the instructions and the guidance that you need for whatever your situation is. You activate the God power within you, and He will come and assist you. He will help you. He will show you what to do. He has proved this to me. It's just by the grace of God, folks, that I'm still alive, okay? After everything I have been through and everything that I'm going through now, I give all the glory to God, because without God, or without my God source, without tapping into my inner God source and my inner guidance, there's no way I would have survived all this that I've been through. So God gets all the glory, okay? And I'm thankful for every new breath, every day, and every second of my life. But that's what I've been doing for the chemical spraying. And I don't know if there's anything that I haven't mentioned that I need to mention. Also, the hydrogen peroxide, like I said, is good for the Morgellons. You might notice after you start inhaling the hydrogen peroxide for a couple of nights, you might start noticing some of the white fungus coming out of your skin. I noticed, let's see, I guess I was using the peroxide in my diffuser about a week, and then I started, I know one night I started feeling, like itching, and I remember I rubbed my chest, and I felt a lot of the white fungus like stuff coming out of my chest. So the hydrogen peroxide helps to pull the Morgellons out of the body. So Paul was right, when he said that the hydrogen peroxide will kill the Morgellons, because it does, okay? Now, I don't take it internally. I think I took maybe 1 or 2 drops of it, and it kind of burnt my throat when it went down. So I don't recommend that you take it internally unless you dilute it in some water. Now, if you want to put like a couple of drops in a glass of water and drink that, that's okay. That's not going to burn your throat. But if you try to just take it straight, even 1 drop is going to burn your throat. And I'm talking about the 35%. You want to dilute it before you use it in any manner. You want to dilute it before you drink it. You want to dilute it before you use it in your diffuser. If it's the 35%, you always need to dilute it. It is very, very powerful. And you can kill yourself real quick with the 35%. You want to dilute it down to 3% for your diffusers for inhalation. The 3% is pretty safe. If you don't want to get the 35%, like I said, you can get the 3% at the dollar store in the brown bottle, and it works just as well. Just pour it right out of the bottle into your diffuser. I use it straight, but if you're scared to use it straight, you can mix it with some water, half and half. And that pretty much wraps it up for the chemical spraying. That's all I do for that right now. That's all I've got right now for the chemical spraying, and it's working. It is a hassle that you have to use the diffusers all the time, because If you're like me and you're getting sprayed all day long, you have to run, grab the diffuser every time you feel your nose burn. It's a hassle, but life as a targeted individual is a hassle. It can be devastating. It can be hard. It can ruin your whole life. But you have to stay strong. You have to remember who you are in God, and you have to stay connected to your God source within. Okay? Just stay heart-centered, and don't forget about your God source. Don't lose your connection with your God source, and you'll be okay. Well, it looks like my sun is gone behind the clouds, going in. So that's all I'm going to talk about for today. And I could hear the katydids already out, and their energy is so powerful. I know y'all can hear them. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight, and I'm going to talk to you guys later. I love you. Good night.